Hello and welcome to the Artisan of Glimmith. I'm Tom, and in this video I will be solving the puzzles in the section Polyomino, here right next to the precision section that I solved in my last video. It's all these puzzles here. I will start off with the first tutorial puzzle here. Polyomino, the rule means the polyomino depicts the shape of its region, meaning this one has to be done like this, right? Here we need a plus sign, 5 tiles like this. This one can only be fulfilled like this. The 3 here can't go into this direction, right? It would interfere with this polyomino, and that is that. The next puzzle, we can start here. I will not talk too much here again because it's so obvious what you need to do. Always move out of these niches and then build the shape, sort of, right? Here we have a quadrant, a square here. Another square has to be like this. This can't move into this direction, it has to go like this, as well as this one. Here we need to do this, so these can actually, you can have more than one polyomino in one region, right? This one has to move up here because of the square there. That means we need these here, and these are again 4 in a row. Here we need 2 here and 3 around the corner there, which means the 3 can only be done like this. This one is not being accounted for with a polyomino, it's just a separate region. So here's the last tutorial puzzle. We need a square here. We need this here. I'm gonna draw the frames now because there are these single tile regions, which I don't want to fill out later. Here I can only do this, right? Here I need 4 in a row, and here I need 4 in an L shape, like this. Okay, we have 4 difficulty 1 puzzles. Let's start here. We have 3 in a row. Then an S shape, a large corner, a U shape like this, and an L shape, plus 1 single tile region. You don't need to place whole shapes at once. It can be useful to call an incomplete part of a shape. What they mean is this, we need this for sure, either going up or down. We need this one here, going left or right up there. And we need this here, going left, up or down. But that means that this one has to go up, and then it needs to go like this, right? This one now has to move down here, this one has to move left, and this one has to move up. Here, this is the starting point. We can only have the square shape like this. Then we need a square shape like this here. And the next thing is this here. Must be done like this. Must be done like this, here like this. Always where you have a corner or like other restraints, like this corner here, you can just draw what needs to be drawn. And there you go. So there's one more difficulty 1 puzzle. It's down here. No, it's this one. Okay, we start off with a square. We have a shape bank puzzle with this possibility also, so this is what we have to draw here. This can only be done like this, which means this square has to be positioned like this. Here we need this shape, and this shape, and this shape again, and then a square here again. Okay, we've got 9 puzzles. That's all the difficulty 1 puzzles. Then we have 8 difficulty 2 puzzles. Let's start here. Let's see. It's this big shape at the top that has 5 across, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It reaches until here at least, and from the other side it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until here. So we definitely need this shape because this one can't move down, right? Because of this constraint here. So now we can draw this 3 tile region, 2 tiles, 2 tiles, 3 tiles. We don't know about this, but we know that we have a border here, which means this shape has to extend here. So the 3 tiles have to be done like this, these 3 tiles like this, here's 2 tiles, and another 2 tiles. And now we can see that the shape here in the center on top actually has to be drawn like this, and these 2 tiles have to move down. Here we, well, I start by looking at this square, which obviously can't be drawn like this because of this thing here. It also can't be drawn like this because at the top we wouldn't be able to complete this square. It also can't be done like this for the same reason, which means it has to be completed like this. And now we can simply go around the board, right? Always filling in the shapes that we need. There is always only one way with lots of filler squares, right? So this is also a 2 here. Yeah, here this one can only be done like if we were like, I mean, the main thing is that the corner tile for this shape has to be this part here. Can't be this one because there's always something sticking out, so it has to be this one. And either we go like this, but then we can't complete this polyomino anymore, so it has to be done like this, right? And then this one can only move out here and into that area, and that's this puzzle. That's a 3. I think this is everything we need here, yes. And there is a 2 here in this niche. Here we just need to follow what we can do. It's pretty simple. There's not much thinking required, because you can always only move one way in this puzzle. And we restored the window already with 13 puzzles. Okay, we need how many more? 4 more difficulty 2 puzzles. Isn't there one more here? This one is a puzzle number 2 also, yes. Okay, here in the corner we need a square like this. What else? This one has to move up here. This one can only move at, it's either like this, right? No, it actually has to be like this. It can't move on here. So we know that already. So this has to be this. And this can be multiple ways. But this here can't be done like this because of this polyomino. So it has to be done like this with the center part sticking out here. So we need this here, this here, this here, and the T completes itself. Actually, could have figured out by like counting the amount of squares tiles you need. All of them have 4, and you could have figured out that you can't leave this unused, this tile here, by putting this down, whatever. But that's beside the point, really. We have 2 more difficulty 2s. They are both down there. Here we need 3. Here we need 3. Now, since we can only have these 2 shapes, this one has to move up. Can't go there because we would have a single tile region, right? So here we need another 2. Can't go further because of this one here. Then here we need at least 2, which means this one can only be done like this. Here we need 2. Here we need 2. Can't have 3. Here we need 2 because 3 would cut this off, and then it's 2 like this. And the final difficulty 2 puzzle here. We can only complete the shape like that. And then we have 2 tile regions like this, like that. Here we are automatically in this shape, right? Then here we need 2. Here we need 2. Can't leave this open, so there has to be another plus sign here. Here we need 2. Here we need 2. And now we can see that this one has to be the final plus polyomino. And then we just move around here and fill everything with 2 tile regions like that. So that's 16 puzzles. Wait, I think we need 17, so there must be one more difficulty 2 puzzle. I think it's here actually. It's this one, right? Yes. Let's see. We have one here. That means this one can only move up. And this one has to also move up. That's like this. This one has to move up. This one will move down. Let's go on with this one here. 3 like this. This one has to move down. This one has to move up, left, down, right. And this one is also completed. Okay. That's all the difficulty 2 puzzles. We have 4 difficulty 3 puzzles. One of them is here. Let's see, I think this one is where we start. Because we have 4 by 2, we can't move up here. There's another sign, another polyomino in the way. So we definitely need those 6 tiles here. Either like this then, either like this, or like this in the end, we don't know. So this one has to go up 3, and because of this sign it has to go further here. But because of the square, which will definitely extend here, we need this in the end. Let's build those already. And this now shows us that here, this is 3 by 4. We can only have that region because it's totally constrained on each side now. Yeah. So here we need a square like this. Here we need 6, which we can't do like this because we would interfere with these two here, right? Could have painted this or drawn this at a starting clue actually, but doesn't matter now. Like this. And here we need 2 by 4, so that is only possible like this. And the square then extends to downwards. Oh wait, I did this wrong here. Obviously I need to extend this like this. Okay, that was the first number 3. There is a number 3 here also. Here this tile, I mean I can't do it like this for obvious reasons. Also, like you can see already, each of these tiles has 6, of this polyomino has 6 tiles, and we have 24, so I can't spare any tile here. The board has to be completely filled, okay? That's why I can't go like this and then here. Also for this reason I can't do that. So obviously I have to do this first of all, and then come out either here or there, right? And this one has 5 across, so I can only put them in like this. Now it has 1 sticking out in the center, so this shape is complete like this. And since I can't lose any tiles, I can't do that here, right? I have to do this. And now, again, since we can't lose any tiles, I have to use all this space here. Go like this, and then like this here. Okay. There is another number 3. No, wait, where is it? Where is it? No, there's one down there, somewhere here, I think. Yes. So here, this one can only be completed like this. This one can only be completed like this because we want to move out of here, right? We can't go there because we wouldn't be able to complete the shape. So we have to move like this in order to leave room for this one here, which in turn can't go there because of the shape bank rule, right? We would be left with 1 single tile region here. So that can't be correct. Oops. I want to do it like this. And here we also need to move out and then to the right for the L shape, right? Then here we need to also create an L shape. Here we need another L shape. Here we need to move out, which means this one has to go like this. Obviously I can't go like this because... no, this would be okay, but up there I can't do it. So we need the L shape like this. And then we have 2 3-tile corner shapes left. Okay. Now we have 20 puzzles. There is 1 more missing. It is very well hidden. I think no one will find this before he goes to the end of the game. It's down here. You can only see it from here. And you barely see the shine, which is coming out here. Yeah. It's really very well hidden, gotta say. So anyway, yeah, it's this one. I attack this by looking at the 6 here, which takes a lot of space, obviously. But basically it's 5 by 3, like you could have something like this here, right? With any opening. But for the 3 you can already see it won't work, because the 3 needs to extend here, sort of, like, and at least go in here. But I can only take away this part here or this part here. So it doesn't work like this. So an alternative would be to move into this direction, but here I'm interfering with the 4, right? So this also doesn't work. But I could move the whole thing 1 position to the left, like this. Yeah? And then for the 4, I would need an empty space. And there actually you can already see that it sort of makes sense, because the 4 can just span perfectly around the 3. Then like this. I don't know if there's a logic way to solve this puzzle. I'm sure there is, but I'm pretty sure it's very difficult to explain or difficult to find also, because this is easier just trying different configurations and seeing what works. But this is basically how I solved it, that like I figured out that the 6 could only be positioned like this here, and then the 4, the 3 and the 1 fell into place pretty easily. Okay, that's 21. So let's move to the 4 difficulty 4 puzzles. They're all down there on white plinth. Where is the first one? Let's see, I think it's down here. This is the first one, yes. Oh yeah, this one. Here you have a total of 36 tiles, right? So if you take this away here, because it has to be a single tile region, you only have 35 left. Now if you want to fill all this with 3 tile regions, you obviously need to make these single tile regions, so that you get 33, which means 11 times 3, okay? And now you can also see from this one that you need at least to move this. You will complete this either like this. Actually, you can already see that it doesn't work like this, because you can't have this here. So let's draw this in like this already. And then we can just go from there, draw everything else in that we can see. It's pretty simple now, like this. Okay? That's the first number 4. There is the second. Here you have these 2 shapes only, which means there is only one way to complete this tile here, because in this region you need at least another 3. So they need to come from here. They can't go like this, because then I couldn't complete this tile. So there needs to be a region like this, right? And this then goes around here. Then we have a 3 here. We need 3 here. A corner tile here. A corner tile, corner shape here. Another corner shape. Here, it's not quite clear, but if we were to go up, we would need another shape like this here, and we wouldn't be able to complete this. So that's not the right solution. We have to move there, and then we can only do this by going in here. Everything else doesn't work, because I can't leave a tile in here. I definitely need to do this. Yeah, and then the 3 has to move out here like this. Then we need 3 there. Here we need the corner region and another 3 tiles straight. There's 2 more 4s. One is here. Where do we start here? Yeah, it's the center piece here. Because there's only one position that actually works for it. I'll show you, like it can't extend here like this. Doesn't work. Can't extend here because of this border. For the same reason it can't extend here. It could potentially be here, but then this polyomino couldn't be completed, right? So it also can't... Wait, what would be next here? It can't go down here like this because of this border. This one would be one valid position. This one here is not possible. As well as this one is not possible, like this, right, because of the borders. So that's the only valid position for this polyomino here, which means here I have to move this way. The 3 is going up. This corner thingy goes like this. Then the long corner like this. This S shape can only go like this. Let's go on here. Here we can only draw the shape like this, and then the 5 tiles like this. And here we need a corner shape. So that's this puzzle. So the final difficulty 4 puzzle is again the centerpiece here, but I have a shape bank, yeah, which means I need like 3 tiles as a corner shape also. So this one has 4 potential positions. One of them is like this. There would be 3 corner tiles inside, but I would have 3 straight up there. So that's not possible. The next possibility is here. Again, I would have 3 corner tiles inside, but here that doesn't work. Yeah. Because like I need to show that actually I can't have it anywhere without these holes, because I would get another square inside, which I'm not allowed, okay? I forgot to mention that, sorry. So there's two more positions. One would be here, with 3 corner tiles in the center, but again, we have tile or regions that are not allowed. So there's actually only this valid position for this centerpiece here. Then we have 3 here. And then let's start here. We need to move out. We cannot move up because here we can't create the corner shape that we need. Yeah? So we have to move like this. And then we just simply have to move around. Can only do this like this in order not to lose a tile, right? Then like this and like this and like that. Here like this, like that, like this, like that. That's all pretty simple stuff now to fill the board. Okay, so we should have 25 puzzles now, correct? So there's one brown plinth puzzle, difficulty 2, it's this one here. Let's see, we can start here with this large Z piece. Then this one can only be done like this. And this one has to be done like this. Here the T shape can only be filled in like this. This one needs to move here and go there. This one has to go here at least, right? Which means that this shape must be done like this. And then we can see that the final Polyomino has to be completed like that in order to fit in. So that's the 2. There are 4 difficulty 3 puzzles on brown plinths. One of them is here already. We can start here. This one can only be made to a T shape like this. And this one has to be this kind of shape. This one cannot move up here because we would lose at least one of these 2 tiles here that have to be T tiles, right? So it has to be done like this. We have to move like this again. Out of these niches here, it's pretty simple stuff. Here we can't lose this, so we can't do like this because of this tile here. We need to do this, which means for the last 2 Polyominoes we need this shape, and that completes the puzzle. There is another one somewhere here. It's there. Yes. The T shape here can only be filled in like this. Then we have the Z shape like this. The L shape obviously has to be this then. Couldn't be this because of the T shape here. Here the Z shape must be this. Could also be this actually, but we can't lose any tile in this puzzle. Well, I'll just leave it like this for the time being. Which means this one obviously has to be like this in order not to interfere with this part here. Which can only be done like this. And then this one completes also. Okay. There's 2 of these puzzles, right? Difficulty 3, so there is one more difficulty 3 here. No, wait, where is it? It's there. Oh yeah, the G. I would suggest in order to solve this puzzle not so much to focus on the shape of this thing, but rather on the outline. Because basically what we have is a shape of 5 by 5 tiles, right? And like, obviously, I cannot put this in like this. Because like I'm not on top of one of these G's, yeah? So there's actually only 2 ways to put this in, like as an entire shape, either like this, with one opening here somewhere, but either way, on each of these sides I would have 5 tiles that I can't complete with a 2 tile region, and I need that. So it also can't be done like this. It must sort of be done like this, yeah? And then we can already see we would have to delete this here. And in order to get this G, we have to move in here, which is exactly the shape we need. Then we can simply draw in the remaining 2 tile pieces here, like this. So there is another difficulty 3 puzzle here, right? Yes. It's this one, I think. Yes, this one. Okay, here we need a single tile region. Here we need 2. Here we need 3. 1, 2, 3. Can't go up or down, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These now mean that this one here has to go 1, 2, 3, 4. This has to go 1, 2, 3. This one has to go 2, which means this one has to go here. This one has to go here. This one has to go here, and the final one has to go... No, wait, it doesn't have to go there. That's actually open. Here we need 3 now. It means this 5 can only go this direction. The 2 has to go up here. This 5 has to move here. And that completes the puzzle already. Okay, we have 30. That's all difficulty 3 puzzles on brown plinths. There is one difficulty 4 that is somewhere down here as well. I think so at least. Ah, it's this one here. Yeah, this one. Okay, here we can start with this tile here, with this Polyomino, which for obvious reasons can't be done like this, because then I wouldn't be able to complete the Z Polyomino here. So the only other valid rotation is, or orientation is like this. Yeah, we don't know about the Z, could be both ways now. But this here can only be done like this. This then has to move here. This has to move all the way down here. This Polyomino is only shapeable like this. Here we can go either like this or like this, right? In any event, this tile here has to move out at least one tile here, right? Take this away again, which means for this here, I have to go like this, and then for the 3 I need this, so that means the L shape can indeed only be completed like this. So the window is gilded. We have 2 difficulty 5 puzzles. Both of them are down here. There is one. Let's go to that one. Here, this corner region has to be done like this. No other way possible because of this Polyomino here. Now the next thing to look at is the T, which obviously can't be completed like that because of the conflict here. It also can't be completed like this because of this here. The 2 tile region couldn't be done anymore. But anyway, it means it can't be upright or downright. I also can't draw it into this and complete the T here because of the corner shape, right? So that means the T has to be facing either left, which is not possible because of the 2 here, or right. Since I can't move this up or down because of these Polyominos, it has to be this shape. Okay? The 2 then has to move down. We can't say anything definitive apart from the fact that this shape now can only move in a vertical way, right? So 1, 2, 3, at least these we need. Can draw borders there, not really necessary. But that shows that for this Polyomino, we can only have this downward motion of this one tile here. Yeah? And that in turn means that this one has to move up, and the L must be completed like this. The 3 is completed like this. The 2 here is completed like this. And now we can see, also because of the T, that this Polyomino must be completed in a horizontal fashion, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what we need at least. It could also come from here, right? But we need those 2 tiles for this Polyomino, which in turn means that this one has to move to the right, this one has to move down, and this one has to move all the way down then left. This one has to move left. These 3 tiles have to move there. This one has to move to the left. And now we can see this one can only be completed by moving further out here, which means this one has to be here. And now we can see we have to complete this tile like this. Could have done that before already because there were the Polyominos in the way. Doesn't matter. Here we have to move down, and that completes this puzzle. So the final number 5 is back here, down there somewhere. Hope I can see it. It's really like you can barely see it here. It's there, right? I mean, you can never fully see it. I don't know why. Doesn't matter. Yeah, this is a good puzzle, which also had me stumped for quite a while when I first solved it, but it's actually not that difficult if you know there's one thing that you need to look for. It's not the starting clue here. That is pretty obvious. It is, in fact, this area here. That is what you need to look at in order to solve the whole puzzle, basically. Because you need to ask yourself, well, you don't need to ask yourself, like, I mean, you have either this position for the 3 here, taking this tile, or if you move up here, these 2 tiles have to move down and these 2 tiles have to move down. So this one is always taken, this tile. That is the important part here, which means that this one can't go here. it has to at least move there, regardless of which, if it's completed like this or that. Doesn't matter. We need this tile here connected. And now we can fill out a lot of the board. Here it's a short deduction. If this were to move down, this one would also have to move down. And then we would be left with 5 tiles. For 2-3 tile regions, that's not possible. So this one has to move to the left. This one has to move to the right. This one now has to move down. This one has to move to the left. This one has to move up. This one has to move up. This one has to move to the left. And now let's go on here. This one has to move down, right, down, up, right, left, up, down, right, up, 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 down, 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 and that's it. So it's basically just this one section here that solves the whole puzzle. Okay, we have 33 puzzles. Yeah, indeed, there's only the difficulty 6 puzzle left here. Let's see. Let's start off with this section here. We have 3 shapes that each have 4 tiles. That is important because if you count the inside here, you have 11 tiles, which means you need 1 more tile from the outside. In the end, you need something like this, which means the L has to go in there. And it can't go... Where can it not go? I don't think... No, it can't go up here. Because then you would have to... Like, I mean, you couldn't move down because you would create different shapes. You would have to move like this, but then you create a square. That's not allowed. So this one has to move down here. And then you can do this and that. It's the only way. If you look at this here, you have exactly 8. So you need this border here. And you can only complete this with a T up here. Can't go into this tile obviously from there because you would cut this off, and you can't have this shape, right? So it's this here. Here we have 10, which means we need 2 from outside or 2. We need 2 inside. It's easier to see like this because if those 2 were like this, you would have a forbidden shape here. Like this, there's also a forbidden shape. They have to be positioned like that, which means we have this here from the outside. And then here we have 4 here and another 4 there, okay? Here you have 13, which means you need to like add one of those tiles from the inside to an outside force, an outside region. And it can only be done like this. Now you have 12 here, right? That's what we want. 3 times 4. Like this. Then here we need to move up. We can't move there because we would create 2 regions that are not allowed. So we have to move here. Again, cannot go up. Need to go there. So this section is also complete. Here we need a T. Here we need an S. Here we can see now that this tile cannot be reached by this polyomino. So we need this region to take that. And this polyomino can then only be completed like this, which means the final one has to go like this. And that's actually a pretty simple difficulty 6, I gotta say. All in all, I would say that the more difficult puzzles of these of this section are pretty easy, not so difficult. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. And in my next video I will be solving the puzzles here, which are mingle shape, I think. Yes, mingle shape. So I hope you'll check that out. Until then, as usually, I say bye.